हर ट्रेडर मार्केट से एक ही चीज चाहता है, सर्टेनिटी, द एब्सोल्यूट गारंटी दैट देयर नेक्स्ट सेटअप विल डिलीवर अ प्रॉफिट। लेकिन सच ये है कि ट्रेडिंग में प्रिडिक्शन जैसी कोई चीज नहीं होती। Trying to guess the next micro movement of price is an unwinnable trap that only drains your capital and your confidence. Look at the most consistently profitable institutions, casinos. When the wheel spins, the house has no idea where that ball will land, and they don't care. They fully embrace that single spin uncertainty because their entire business model isn't built on predicting the future. It is built on pure probability. If you want to survive in this market, you have to stop acting like the gambler sweating over every single spin. You must stop being the liquidity for institutional whales and start operating like the house. Long-term profit only comes when you abandon the illusion of certainty on your next trade and secure a strict mathematical edge over the long run. An edge is a mathematical advantage that reveals itself only when executed over a large series of events. We build this advantage by targeting a specific risk-to-reward ratio. In this model, we risk one defined unit of capital to capture 2 units of profit. When we apply this ratio to a sample of 10 trades, the math protects the account balance. You can lose 5 times, exactly half of your total trades, and the 5 remaining wins still pull the system into profit. Retail traders break this math constantly. They face 1 or 2 initial losses, panic, and immediately abandon their strategy to chase a new setup. Professional whales know better. Judging the validity of your entire trading system based on the outcome of a single isolated trade is mathematically invalid. Institutional traders measure success in series. They do not look at trade number 1, they look at blocks of 10, 50, or 100 executions. Let's run a simulation to see this macro view in action. This chart tracks an account balance over a continuous sequence of 100 trades, using our 1-to-2 risk model. In the first 10 intervals, the outcomes are chaotic. We hit a dense cluster of consecutive losses, driving the overall equity curve into a sharp decline. This specific drawdown is the exact psychological breaking point, where 90% of retail traders surrender. They let emotion override the math and become trapped. But watch what happens when we let the probability play out. As we cross 50, then 80, then 100 executions, the mathematical advantage absorbs that early volatility. The trend line climbs steadily upward. The numbers do not lie. Even with a technically poor 40% win rate, a strict 1-to-2 reward ratio system yields consistent account growth over time. That is the mathematical law of large numbers. Single micro outcomes are unpredictable, but the macro series always follows the math. Executing that math sounds simple, but human biology fights it. We are not naturally wired to absorb the psychological weight of consecutive, random financial losses. This visual represents probability blindness. When a retail trader wins, the brain floods with dopamine, creating overconfidence. When they lose, that active logic freezes into fear and deep frustration. To bypass this emotional trap, you must install an institutional cognitive OS, a mental operating system where every single critical decision is finalized long before the market even opens. Your pre-market blueprint requires strictly defined setups, fixed risk parameters per trade, and a complete, absolute detachment from the immediate outcome. Once the opening bell rings, you enter the execution phase. This is the art of doing nothing. You simply stand back and let the pre-built mathematical system run without any human interference. The most powerful skill you will ever develop as a trader is the total acceptance of micro uncertainty. Because accepting the random nature of one trade is exactly how you achieve macro certainty over 100. Stop trying to predict the market. Start executing probabilities. Comment probability to master institutional strategy and real trading psychology with Blackpearl traders.